Hello everyone, welcome back to chess. We are playing black today against Rahim Aziz. Rahim Aziz? I don't know. And I still don't know any openings, so we'll just play stuff and see what happens. People have suggested openings to me in the YouTube comments, and I recorded this video like, I don't know, probably 2 weeks ago by the time you're watching it, so I'm sure many more suggestions have been made for me. I don't know. I never know what to do here because like you want to defend the pawn, but if you try to do it with the knight, then this push is kind of sad, right? So I don't know. Let's just do this. We got an okay position here. Except again, I moved my f pawn right away. I keep forgetting it's the f pawn because it's on the left. It just doesn't make any sense. How could the f pawn be on the left? Well, you could be black. That would be how. So this is probably a bad opening. Let's. I don't know, man. Let's just get the knight out. Fine. Should I do this? I was imagining here to develop a bishop, but this develops and sort of inconveniences white in a way. He kind of has to do this in order to not ruin the pawn structure, and that's not a move the bishop is happy to make. Eventually, my bishop will be kicked with a 3, but not right away. Mm-hmm. And what then? I really gotta get my king out of here. I feel so naked. This is actually a kind of cute idea at some point. Probably not now. This threatens the pawn, and if we were to get rid of this knight, we could maybe do something with that, but we don't have enough tempo. Takes, here, here, for example, works just fine to defend it. It seems sort of crazy, but like, let's do this, and then we can develop this bishop with tempo as well, or not with tempo, but with the pin anyway. And we're making a strong queen side, which is good because my king side is a wreck. What's that all about? I guess lining up for this, right? What am I supposed to do about, like, knight here? Ah, the bishop is even supporting that. What if I just say you can't play bishop or knight here? I can also play bishop here, and now the knight is pinned. And then I could trade if I had to. Okay. I'm kind of scared of this knight. On the other hand, taking it just invites the queen over here, which has got to be worse, doesn't it? Didn't think that one through, maybe. Oh, but it makes it stand still. So only if you kick me do I then... Yeah. Now this invites the queen, which is not so great. So what if here? Followed by here? And then run? To like here, maybe? Okay. This is looking a little scary. Uh-huh. So I imagined this, but then... Ugh, the only way that's defended is with my king, which I don't much care for. Do I have any cool threats with my queen, maybe? I kind of do, right? This develops the queen and attacks the knight. But it's not really an attack because the knight is defended and my bishop is undefended. They just take the bishop. So that doesn't work. Ugh. I want to keep my bishop eyeing this square. Where is she going? Here, here? Like so? Maybe. I want to get my king out of there. And I could try something like this. Doesn't work, it just gets kicked by this pawn. So I think here or here. Which of those has a knight that can attack it easily? This, right? So queen here is not stable at all. Queen here is a bit safer. And it builds a nice little fortification for my king once we get a rook here to protect my king. Yeah, let's get out of here. Maybe now this? Mm-hmm. I could do the very slow job of backing up. Or I could just trade in the bishop before something bad happens. So what happens if here, here, here? Is there some weird tactic that I should worry about? Yes. Here. No, that just attacks the knight. It doesn't fork them because the bishop's on the dark square. So that seems okay. But this bishop kind of sucks. It's going to be a long time before he does anything useful. Let's just get rid of the knight and get the bishop to safety. Well, safely trading itself for the knight anyway. And knight here attacks this pawn. Also connecting my rooks. Getting out of this, although I don't think they would want to. I feel like this game is fairly close. I'm slightly behind in material because bishops are generally better than knights. Positionally, I think my pawns are better, but I guess not by a lot. And they have a slightly safer king, maybe, because they've already got a flight square in, whereas I don't. They're clogging their own half-open file, which is nice. Let's get this rook over. I want to start working on this somehow. And I guess since I have only a light square bishop, in principle I should be trying to keep my own pawns on dark squares and try to improve my dark square control in general. Here, is that okay? Seems pretty good. What are they threatening? I'm not sure. Well, better make a move. I don't know what it is I'm trying to defend against, but this is a good outpost for a knight. And if when I play it, I should get some tempo against a queen or perhaps a bishop. I don't really want to trade for that bishop, though. I don't think. Hmm. This also attacks that pawn, which combined with the queen is more than the rook can bear. So this seems like this is coming with some sort of serious threat. I'm kind of grateful that they made me do this. There's also the discovered attack against this knight, but I can't do anything with that yet that I can see. Hmm. Why? You're attacking my bishop, but that doesn't matter much, I don't think. Ooh, also my queen and king are lined up on this diagonal. I don't want to let the light square bishop get there. I think I can still play this and then, I don't know, something? Yeah, queen here to defend the pawn. It's fine. Attack the rook? I'm not so sure about that. I can't see anywhere else to go with my knight. I could go here. Maybe I should just move up a rook and prepare to double. If takes here, I don't mind recapturing with the pawn. I'm going to be down another bishop for a knight. And I've weakened the A file, H file. What about this, though? It attacks the queen. Lets me bring my queen in here. Maybe I put the queen in here first? No, then just rook here, right? I don't want this knight to flinch. It's kind of useful guarding that, I think. Let's bring this guy over. I don't know where this knight is going exactly. Okay, looks like doubling was ill-advised. Well, what about just here, though? That should be okay, right? We're guarding it one like a million times? Hang on. That knight's better. This I want to get rid of this knight. I don't know. Maybe this isn't working because they get to take with the rook too soon? No. Oh. No, no takebacks. This is rated. Check. Okay. Well, I mean, before that blunder, how were things looking? Were we winning or losing? How does this tactic eventually develop, right? I kind of thought they should do this. But actually just retreating is an interesting idea. Because it means this knight is pinned now to the queen. She might go here, maybe? And then the knight is pinned also against the rook, by the way. But so the other I had just imagined, like, taking here. And at the end of all this, I'm down to minor piece, right? But I can just take like so. That was the point. Now, if they want to sack a major, they can, but they don't actually get a queen for it. So I feel like that was okay for me. If they actually follow through with all the captures. But suppose they just run away. Here. I have some trouble supporting this knight, I think. Because if a minor piece takes, I can't recapture with the queen. I don't know, I guess this would be alright, maybe. I think I was probably behind when we lost, when my opponent gave up. Well, obviously I was ahead once this happened. But let's see what the computer thinks of the position here. I think I'm losing. Yeah. It does like just takes, and then what's the cool tactic? Oh. Yeah, I don't have any flight squares, huh? I always forget the queen can just march on into the queen side. And it says it's best to defend here rather than like trying to make room for your king here. They can always cut that off with just bishop here and then you're really in trouble. So defend like so. And then I think everything's kind of falling apart. I don't know. I'm a little surprised this is him so far down. Like, my pawns are a bit worse, but aren't my rooks better? I don't know. Interesting. All right, let's see the whole game computer analysis. This kind of reminds me of the games of my typical game, except like it went in the other direction, where things were kind of going along okay, and then suddenly at the end of the game, you just drop a queen. I guess I had something going in the middle here, and then I gave it back with knight e7. 5 blunders. God, give me a break, Stockfish. It's rude. Okay, it hates this. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's the f-pawn. Like I said, you're not supposed to do that. This would be much better. Yeah. Is that actually the move you like, by the way? Oh, it says takes. That's true. That's right. I keep playing this opening as white, and then I found out it's like not so great. Black's just supposed to take. Here I was as black, and I didn't do it. Okay. And now after takes, I recaptured. It says that's bad too. Huh. Really? Because this structure is just too important? But like, if I don't move, they'll take it, right? So I would be gambiting a pawn, and an important pawn at that. So I'm not totally sure what the idea is here. Develop something with check first? That doesn't seem very useful. I don't know. It likes that. It prefers developing the knight. Okay. So, like, why is this so much worse? It's a million times worse. Oh, no. Queen here, check. Pick. Forces my king to move. There's not even anything that can block. Oh, no. I have to go here. Oh, no, I could do that. But they pick up the pawn and check me again. And they either get the rook... Oh, they just get the rook. Oh. Ugh. That's a nightmare. Now here's where I'm actually winning. When did I start winning, by the way? Where was White's blunder that gave that up? Okay, that. I guess it was just sort of even all through the mid-game. This was bad. It drops that pawn? Oh, this pawn is pinned. So I don't have this defended anymore. It says get off of that file. Okay. So we gave this back and forth for a while, and then they hated that move by White. Yeah, I agree. This seemed great for me. And now we're back at the puzzle position. It says don't double your rooks. They can just play bishop here. So, yeah, that seems true. So, a possibility, of course, is to just take the bishop and say, that bishop is good, I don't want it on the board anymore. But I really liked my knight. This pawn, by the way, is a little endangered. It's got one attacker, whoops, and one defender. Remember, oh, this guy's not pinned anymore, actually. Not yet. He would be if I took here, though, so maybe that's why this is not such a great capture. I wanted to do something like get my queen over here, but the pawns were just too disruptive. I couldn't do it. We were setting up some kind of attack on this pawn, but I couldn't see how to reinforce it enough to do anything. Get out of here. This is a move, which I think I talked about. It attacks the queen, but sadly, knight here. And I just lose the knight for nothing. So, what else is there? Bring this knight over, I guess? He can't get anywhere. But he maybe lets me support this bishop so that if it takes, I don't have to do this, which is pretty bad for my pawns. That's something. I think it's one of these two knight moves. There's also, I guess, the possibility of this. If takes, then I've lost a pawn but won a queen. So that would be fine. I was a little scared to put the knight here because it looked like there was enough support for it. There was enough attackers on it that I couldn't do that. But actually, now that I look, the queen isn't allowed. She can't go here, right? It's just unsafe. Well, no, wait a minute. Takes, or move, takes. If I try to get here, then bishop takes. So, in fact, I do just lose the pawn. Maybe that's worth it. And I win it back in the form of this pawn, right? And I threaten that one as well. Now, they don't have to do all these captures if I play knight here. They could just leave it alone and, for example, take here. But I feel like having these two knights they're very restrictive on what white can do. On the light squares, at least. Right, they would be covering, like, here. This entire constellation would be covered by those two knights. So, I don't know. I don't think it's that great. I think I should just... I think the only... But I don't like here because this... Let's just try that. No, it says that's bad. Oh, that knight has an important job. Yeah. Okay. Well, here? Yeah, it says here. And then after rook takes... What's this great idea that I've got? This bishop is hard to argue with, I guess. I was scared of letting the rook get here because it threatens the queen. But that's fairly indirect. They can't immediately actually make me move that pawn. So the queen's okay for a bit. This actually makes the rook kind of endangered, doesn't it? Where are his safe squares? He only has one. Here, well, here and here, right, are safe. Bishop here would take away this. The coordination square for the rooks. I'm not clear on exactly how I would take advantage of that. But also it gets the bishop out of this attack, so sure, that's a good move. I'm on board. They shut it down, makes sense to me. Now the knight's in trouble. Why does the queen move now? Why not just the knight move, attacking my rook? Ah, because this pawn is in danger as well. If the queen gets... If the knight stops guarding, then I can just take this pawn. So the queen gets out of the way, and now it's sufficiently defended by the rook and the queen. And it says just keep going on that half-open file. Wow. And they don't line up behind it. Well, okay, this first is fine, I guess. Huh, I don't know. So, I guess the reason this all is, positive for me is because... they've given me this big attack on the F file. I don't totally understand why... Well, okay, right. Right. My knight was a problem knight. He couldn't do anything. Everything he could do was negative. He could get in the rook's way. He could go home. He could get captured. That's illegal. Get captured. That's all he could do. This pawn move gives me a knight. My own knight. And then once he's out of the way, I can start developing... Oh, interesting. It says it would actually, rather than trading, it says it would be better to just play bishop here first. Oh, right, but that's not the move they made, was it? Or... Yeah, they would prefer bishop here first. Okay, fair enough. So that they don't have an in-betweener to take my cool bishop. Right, if here... Oh, they're in check. There's no in-betweener. I don't know. So these seem fine. But the point is that I can trade this knight away for a bishop, which is already somewhat positive, while also opening this file. And I get to play several moves with tempo on this file because this knight is vulnerable. Or I get to play at least 2 moves with tempo for that reason. And the queen is tied down. I still don't understand. Right, the knight can't move because he's busy defending the pawn. So the queen is now tied down. Ah, don't do that. That was a misclick. Huh. Oh, wow. That's interesting. I didn't expect that. Anyway, let's move on to the next mistake. I had plenty. It does not like taking the knight. It says you should in-betweener, get rid of your own damn knight. Fine. And I bet instead of whatever I did here, I should get rid of my own damn knight. I don't know. I should at least look at the position, but that seems good. Yeah. Okay, so it wasn't really 5 blunders. It was 1 blunder 5 times. Well, there's one in the opening. and then this same blunder 4 times. I guess it's this spike here, or this kind of jigsaw. Not what's the sawtooth? There you go, sawtooth pattern. Now here we no longer really have this move. It doesn't like this. I finally, yeah, I missed my chance here, and huh, what's wrong with this? Hmm. I guess they took with the pawn. They could have taken with the bishop first, attacking my rook, forcing me to recapture, and then pawn takes, and now there's not really any follow-up for me anymore. I noticed that because it says they should not be taking with the pawn. And it does, right, it created this tactical problem for my queen. Okay. So I can do this. But it's kind of committing my knight into no man's land a bit, isn't it? The queen has squares. She can go here, 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 or here. And I don't see any reason that she's sad to have to do any of that. She wants to stick around to defend this pawn, though. So really, these moves are kind of off the table. Problem is, I don't see anything wrong with any of them. Certainly not with all of them. It might be saying just like, forget about this idea of doubling your rooks, just run away. You're losing, don't make it worse. I don't know, let's try this. Oh, it hates that. This pawn, huh? Right. Oh, maybe I was supposed to prepare some defense for my king somehow? An escape route? What would that look like? Not here, that doesn't really work. Here seems dangerous because they just play this, check. Not here, here, check. But maybe that check doesn't matter. The queen can't get involved anytime soon. I don't know, let's try this. Nope, hates that too. Right, my rook is hanging. Right, I forgot. No slow moves. So, yeah, that's interesting. I can't play this, and my rook is hanging. So maybe I'm just supposed to bring my knight back here, go into a pin. I hate that, because this is such a great square. It hates that too. Because of this. Like, do I have something with tempo that defends against both of these problems? I don't see anything. Knight here? What does that accomplish? It's a check, but not a good one. What's the answer? Just give up the rook. But at least cover this square. Huh. So why is that so much worse than, like, knight here, or rook here? I don't know. Anyway, then we won the game on totally reasonable grounds. Opponent just gave up the queen and a bishop with check. I don't understand why sometimes it shows you multiple lines up here and sometimes it doesn't. Oh, is it because I'm in review your mistakes? Yes, okay. It doesn't want to show you any lines while you're reviewing mistakes. When you're just at the analysis board, it shows them to you. I get it now. Okay. Well, let's do a couple puzzles. I'm white. They just played this, what is this? What are some problems with this move? The first one that jumps out to me is the bishop's no longer defending this rook. That's something that you could conceivably exploit. This is kind of an idea of some sort. If you take the pawn, bishop can't take because you just grab the queen, right? And if queen here... Well... You don't want to take the queen, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think bishop taking there actually does much. I think it just loses material. I don't think there are any good, like, checks. I don't think, in fact, there are any checks. There's not much to attack the queen either, except for moving the bishop. What about here? No. Here. That way, the bishop is defending the rook, as well as the queen. Then they don't have queen takes anymore. But they just don't have to throw away their queen, right? They can just move, right? No, they can't. Because the d file is in danger if the queen gets off of it. Right? Suppose here and queen goes here. Now I have takes, takes, and I've won 2 rooks for the price of 1. The second of them with check, so presumably there's something juicy hanging around here. I'm losing the knight in that line? I don't know. I'm not sure how great this all is. Ah! So if I go that way, I'm defending the knight and also this rook, and unleashing this attack. I was reluctant to do that, but not for any good reason. It just feels kind of cramped over here, and feels exposed to not be defended by the rook. But we go like this, and now, where does the queen go? She kind of has to go here, right? It's the only square that's not controlled by any of my pieces. Here. And let's check. This is covered by the knight. This is an enemy pawn. This is covered by my pawn. This entire file is covered by my rook. She could go here, but then the bishop grabs it, and we're up like a lot. So the only play for the queen would be here. After which... Well, we should also ask, are there any non-queen moves? I think it's pretty clear the answer is no. Just checking, though. You know, she could sit still, then takes, 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 and we... we won a bishop, right? We won a rook, a queen, and a bishop for a rook and a queen. Okay. Yeah, I think this is good. We definitely take like that. Yeah, good puzzle. I should have checked how highly that puzzle was rated. I don't know. So they're attacking my knight. That's worth noticing. But we almost have this mate in one here. The only thing stopping me is this knight. So why don't I just get rid of them? Suppose takes. I really couldn't care less about this knight. What does black do to not lose? This? Just give up the material? Does that work? If they do that, I have two hanging pieces, right? This bishop and this knight. So I need to trade the bishop in immediately to give my knight time to escape. Is there any other move for black that doesn't instantly lose? This recapture is doomed. This recapture, doomed. No king moves. No other pawn moves. Nothing on this side of the board. So I think this requires pawn here. Unless they can force, like, mate in one over here, which obviously they can't. Yeah, so I think that's got to be the idea. No! How dare you? Don't you know who I am? I solve every puzzle. What's wrong with this? Do I have something more powerful? What could it be? Or is there some reason this idea doesn't work? I get this. And this. And I'm threatening major pieces, so they really have to take it with the queen. Then my knight gets away. And in the end, I seem to be up a bishop. Okay, so I think that is sort of unarguable. That wins a bishop. If it's not good enough, there must be some way to win more. Huh. There's not even any checks by my opponent here. Is there some other piece that can get onto this diagonal? The bishop can. But after I've captured the knight, the bishop here is just an inconvenience. We just capture it and march on to victory. No other pieces can get there. What about, like, here to make space for the king to run away? I don't think that works, because then the queen just comes back. Well, the queen comes here first, king runs, queen here, and the knight is no longer here to defend. So this is still checkmate. I don't get it. What's the idea? Okay, I thought about throwing away the knight, but I don't understand why that's good. Oh! This knight can recapture. I didn't even see him. I see. So knight here. Queen has to take, because if knight takes, you lose the game. And only then bishop takes. Now they give you the material. Okay. Yeah, that's a good puzzle for sure. That knight was just so far away, I was ignoring him. I don't see any particularly good tactical possibilities here. What if we kick away the knight? Drops the bishop, doesn't seem great. Try to chase the bishop away? Then this, and I'm sad, I think. Knight here? I don't know. Maybe it's... In a puzzle, anyway, it's hard for a defensive move to be a winner. Because the follow-up for your opponent is usually multifarious. Did I use that word right? Let's look up what exactly that means. Multifarious. Many and of various types. Sure, I'll take it. They have so many options, right? So you can't really have a good follow-up to like, oh, this defends. Got him. And by the way, like, it does not seem to defend. Bishop here is a big threat. If we take, it's checkmate. Can't go here because of the knight. And if we don't take, it's still really bad. Threatening things like, you know, bishop here, maybe. I don't know. I mean, who's winning in this position? It seems like if I could deflect this attack against my king, I would be ahead. Material is balanced, but my pawns are substantially better. My rook is better. My king is safe, except for the fact that there's 3 major pieces breathing down his neck. He has a better pawn structure by a lot. So if I could get rid of these, if I could make these major pieces leave me alone, I feel like I would be winning. Or pieces in general. Only one of them's a major piece, obviously. I don't think a slow move can possibly be right. Like this. It's just met with here. Then this pawn is pinned, and I don't know which piece you take with, but either way, my king is not happy. Probably the bishop. But my bishop can recapture, right? Oh, but then, like, queen here is checkmate still, isn't it? So here... I don't know. Here? Takes... checkmate. So... I don't think I can do something slow. I have to directly attack these pieces somehow. What about this? It looks bad, but maybe it's not. No, they still have this. And I can't retake. Ah. This is interesting. Their bishop has 2 different ways to threaten to kill me. Both of them attack this square. I can't just move my king, because being checked by the bishop isn't the problem. Being checkmated by the queen is the problem. This pawn move is obviously out. There's easy force mate after that, starting here. I don't see how throwing the queen in resolves the problem. But maybe somehow getting her here lets her take care of this pawn enough that this attack no longer works. I don't think that's true, though. So I think it has to be trading bishops. No, that can't. Well, if I just trade bishops, queen takes, there's the mate in one threat, but it's not actualized yet, right? Then I could maybe chase the knight away. No. Queen check, mate. So that doesn't work. But after this, maybe something else works? Here. This where's the problem? What if at that point I just move my rook out of the way? No, because this is... Well, I could do this. And then if queen continues to chase me, I can run here. Doesn't seem good, but it's not immediately losing that I can see. Whereas like everything else seems to be. It just lets the queen hoover up all my pawns. Oh, by the way, this white move was a blunder. They missed checkmate here. Huh. I don't know. Not the right answer. Pawn there. Pawns can move 2 spaces? Wow. This chases the queen away, and if she takes, you grab the knight. That's so cool. And the checkmate threat just falls apart. Fascinating. It says b6 is the second best move and is bad. But I thought it was like easy checkmate. Why is it not? Oh, bishop can block if you go this way. And if you go this way, there's not really a threat. I see. Okay. Well, good puzzle. Anyway, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.